You know, the gardens here were established in the mid-1920s, 1923, 1924. The Polish garden was dedicated in 1934. Now, the garden at that time did not have any of the busts of the statuary here. All it had was the fountain and the flower beds and everything. It wasn't until after the Second World War that the busts were established and all the pedestals around the circle here. The last bust was Mickiewicz in 1967 or 68. And in the following 5 years, the neighborhood really declined very badly and the population changed. And we thought that all of the busts were ripped off their pedestals and melted down. And so at that point, through the 1994, 95, there were no busts in the garden. In 1996, we started to do some research. I've been working in the gardens here for about, that'd be about 20 years. And we had heard some rumors that there were some statuaries down in the public auditorium of Cleveland, down in the basements, lower basements, and we went down there and we found the only bust left from our garden of Sienkiewicz is right here. So that is the original brass, and we, in the year 2000, we brought it out and established it on the pedestal, and then it's been upgraded since then, and the finish has been improved. And we've added this year the list of one of the major organizations here in Cleveland is the Cleveland Society of Poles, businessmen who have, since 1923, have supported Polonia and the activities in our community. And so they have contributed a considerable amount of money to maintain that particular statue. And so we placed the names of the presidents of the Cleveland Society for the last 10 years during which these donations were made. And so beginning of the first one is John Volenya, and then after that is, I'm going to... Okay, I got it then. And Dale Litkowski, who is an accountant in our community. The other one is Olajarski and Joe Farnell. Joe Farnell is here today. Joe, where are you? Thank you. And the next, Mitch Bienia, who is going to be here, but he's flying back from Poland on the midnight special, I guess. And of course, you all know Michael Sokolowski, the famous restaurant on the west side. And the last one, and George Sabrai. George, where are you with your wife? There he is right there. And Joe Lechner, sitting right here in the front, our current president of the Cleveland Society, and a fire chief out in Seven Hills. So if you ever have a problem out in Seven Hills, that's the guy to call. 911. Anyway. All right. We also, the way the gardens are organized is there's called the Cleveland Cultural Gardens Federation. And each garden has 3 representatives to that garden. And our representatives here to that garden are Gary Kolarski. Gary, there he's over here with his 2 children, and his wife will have her dance group perform later on. And the other is Glenn Sobel. I didn't see Glenn here. And the last one was Irene Morrow. Is Irene here? Anyway, they attend the regular meetings every month, and this group manages all the gardens. If you have been taken some time to walk through the gardens or even drive through, you've noticed in the last 5 years, we estimate over $3 million has been spent in improvements in the garden. Now, the Irish garden, they're just putting in a major fountain there, and they put in a number of plaques. The Serbian garden is a brand new garden. They're spending $500,000. Their garden comes from up on top here and goes down to the boulevard. Just down the hill here, the Armenians just dedicated their garden a couple of weeks ago. And I have to tell you the story of the Azerbaijan garden. And that's right down the hill here too. It's a big cauldron. It looks like, it's an oil country, so you could just see the flame coming out of there if there was gas coming from it. But what happened is about 8-9 years ago, the president of Azerbaijan came to the Cleveland Clinic for repair of his heart. And I guess some of his, one of the doctors here, there are more than 3 or 4 Azerbaijans here, and they're all doctors at the clinic. And they took him down in the park here, and he looked around and he says, "Where's the Azerbaijan garden?" And that country is a dictatorship, you know. So he went back, and $500,000 came to the Azerbaijan embassy, and the garden was established. So it comes in all different directions, but this is the only peace garden in the world. There is no other garden like this. Now, we have talked about some military figures, or bringing Pulaski in here. They won't let any military figures. They have to be civil or cultural figures from that particular country. And so, and then one of the original gardens right at the beginning is the Peace Garden, and that garden has soil from every country that's represented here in the gardens, and this was done years ago, but the Indians did not. You know, Gandhi is down on the lower boulevard, and Gandhi, the Indians didn't have any soil in the garden, so in this master garden where all the soil is together. So the dedication of Gandhi was done first in the other garden with the soil from India, and then the procession was down to their garden. So that gives you a little background. Our statuary represents the cream of the crop of Poland, and I'd like to tell you that next year at this time, we'll be in June, we'll dedicate the Paderewski bust, and the next year after that will be Mickiewicz. And it's the Polish community here in Cleveland has been very generous in donating money to do these busts. They're roughly just under $20,000 each bust to replace.